Oh,
And
great.
that was just a 25,000 rupees prize money, nothing much. Means their reach is so grassroots that every engineering college in Andhra Pradesh had participated. So out of 9,000, like, at least 100 and 150 we saw. Couple of them are really, really good ideas that we never would have expected that it would come from three terms. So, to sum up, even a bigger number we can see when we go a little deep down, put them in
Right.
zonal state wise.
Right. So this is actually the first time we are doing an outreach for, in the last ANIC 1.0, there was no outreach. We did reach out to our incubators support for the outreach, but this is the first time we are doing on-site outreach events. And so the southern region, in the second phase of the ANIC 2.0, when the applications are out, we are planning that we'll do a big outreach event in Bangalore.
Yeah.
And depending on the feedback that we receive from our participants, we are certainly going to improve the how we do the outreach. So also it depends on the budgetary outlay that we receive from our administration. For example, I think in the first year of ANIC, the budgetary control was very tight, but this time around we have been able to get some more freeway in the budgetary arena, so that we can go to different places. I mean, there are costs involved in travel and staying, so those are covered for now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, if that happens, we'll be very happy to help you out in South. Of course, we are in Anantapur. I don't know how, in which way can help, but in Bangalore, definitely there are a good number of incubators and ecosystem might come forward to help you out.
Yeah, no, it's not about the shortage of money. It's I mean,
administrative.
it's the moral. I mean, it's the taxpayers' money.
Correct,
So,
correct.
so we have to be very careful when you even spending 1 rupee of the taxpayers' money, and we are accountable for that.
Correct, absolutely.
Yeah.
Good. Molly, can you check with the participants with other incubators?
Yes, sir. They are joining. They are joining.
Okay.
We'll start in a couple of minutes.
Right. And in fact, there was a very nice show that went on at Viva Tech 2022. That was a really amazing event, and AIM taking the lead and showcasing the world, the startup ecosystem. That was amazing. That was phenomenal.
So you saw the whole 4-day event. You saw it.
Yeah, we had a glimpses of here and there.
Yeah.
I know, and I'm from biotechnology, so I had little inclination towards biology side. So I could see that Jitendra Sharma, interviewing, Krishna Ella, and Dr. Chintan was there. But our railway minister and telecommunication minister was talking about, the UPI, introducing UPI in France. That's amazing.
Yeah. So because of UPI, India got the kind of focus they got at the Viva Tech. So it was a very intense effort from our team. I mean, they were working since a month to facilitate all the startups so that they can reach there and set up their stalls, prepare their pitches. And I think for the past 1 week, the whole team was busy, like from 6 a.m. in the morning to 12 p.m. at night. So very intense effort, and I mean, the story came out quite well. It was an India story and not different ministries trying to project their own initiatives. So it was very nice to see that.
That one thing that taking India as a whole, as a one entity, was something that should continue, and also France recognizing India as country of the century or something like that, country of the year. for its contribution towards digital economy. That was, it's a great recognition for the country, I should say. And in fact, there are other ministries have still taken lead. I don't know whether they have taken lead or it's all going in tandem. The railway ministry also came up very similar to ANIC, line of challenge. Recently.
Yeah, they have launched a new initiative for startups. Yes, so they're all inspired by. I mean, it is the first time that the government has given an umbrella structure for all the startup community. I mean, anywhere in India, if someone wants to start a startup, the first thing that now comes, they have now a place to go within the government. That is AIM. So I mean, other ministries are getting inspired by the ANIC structure. For example, before ANIC, I think there were not many programs which were giving money up to 1 crore. They were like maximum was 20 lakhs. So we had to fight tooth and nail with the administration as well as some legal hurdles to get some waivers. For example, the third-party surety bond. We got a waiver from that for the startups. So that made it possible to disburse such a huge amount to private innovators, because government was supporting the startup initiatives in which are in some way related to the government ecosystem that is already there. For example, the government incubators or TBIUs. But to give 1 crore to private innovators were unheard of, and we were able to achieve it, and I think it's quite an achievement for him.
Definitely. More than money, see, money is one part. Definitely, they need money. Second is the startup understands the key pain points of the biggest buyer, that is the government. Like, that is one thing. Government opening up to the youngsters. See, this is what we need, and this is the scope of problem we have. And even if government gives lead to buy also, even the first buyer could be government. That itself is an humongous push or boost to the startups, right? So that even that part is also equally important than money by itself.
Yes,
because
actually,
I saw a couple of ANIC one success stories. They're pretty amazing. Even in fact, one of the startup was working with municipality, using QR code to track the waste and segregation. That's really working grassroots level using technology is something awesome.
yes. So the startup that you are talking about is Recity, and they pivoted quite a few times. Earlier, they were trying with various ministries to get the EPR. I mean, somehow that the ministry can facilitate them. Then they pivoted that they are charging, and now they're charging corporates to recycle their own waste. Yes. I mean, that is extended producer responsibility. So and I mean, a waste worker is someone who goes through a particular place or area 365 times in a year. So that in itself opens some huge opportunities. For example, they are now trying to tag the properties. I mean, it opens a lot many avenues. They can tag the properties. They can get into the property market, or they can get into the various sort of payments that the particular property, I mean, whoever is living there. So yeah, that is quite amazing. And I mean,
the land history, even they can even go up to the
land records and all sort of
history.
things. Yeah.
What kind of transformation the agriculture land has gone.
Yes.
What are the previous crops that has grown into? That has not at all ventured in this country.
Yeah.
In fact, I think there is opportunities. So, Mowgli, what should we do? Shall we go ahead and what do you suggest, sir? I think at least we have got a couple of AIC-ICs here.
Yes.
AIC-ICs are here, and a couple of incubators are there. And in fact, we invited IEDCs, new gen IEDCs, though they do not have a full-fledged startup ecosystem. but at least this will be an eye opener for them. That kind of opportunity that students' ideas, when they cross prototype or MVP level, they can get.
Correct. So also we have a representative from AP Innovation Society as well, Lavanya Garu. Yeah. So welcome, sir. Yeah. So without any delay, we'll start the program. So,
we'll start. Yeah.
Yes.
So shall I, comments, Moli? It's on record, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So namaste and good evening to all of you. Namaskaram andarki, because we expect most of you are from Andhra Pradesh. And I'm Dr. Shivakiran, CEO of Atal Incubation Center, Sri Krishnadevaraya University. And with my colleague, Dr. Chandramouli, manager, Atal Incubation Center. We have Mr. Ranjan Das from Atal Innovation Mission, Niti Aayog, Government of India. And I welcome all of you, the representatives from Andhra Pradesh Innovation Society, the different incubators funded by different funding agencies, new gen IEDCs, and e-cells, and the startups. All of you who have shown interest to be part of this program, I know a hearty welcome to all of you. So this program is an outreach activity to propagate and disseminate this great initiative taken up by Atal Innovation Mission. We all know that after Niti Aayog has come into being, the vertical wing, one of the innovation wing called Atal Innovation Mission, has come up with amazing initiatives starting from Atal Tinkering Labs, Atal Incubation Centers, Atal Community Innovation Centers, now ARISE, now ANIC. A lot of things are happening under the umbrella of Atal Innovation Mission. And one of these successful story is Atal New India Challenge 2.0. Last year they had done Atal New India Challenge 1.0. I think Mr. Ranjan will give a lot of examples and success stories about that. And Atal New India Challenge 2.0 is an amazing opportunity for not only for the established startups, but even for the individual private entities where they have innovative ideas which can solve some of the biggest social problems in the country and beyond. So that was the aim that Atal New India Challenge has come up with, to take startups to next line of success, to scale them, and to take this initiative known to everyone, from metros to tier 3 towns to small colleges, because we never know where the amazing innovations come from. The next amazing unicorn might be in the next door, so we never know unless we tap. So this is an initiative of tapping that unknown unknown innovation. So we have Atal Incubation Center, Sri Krishnadevaraya University has taken this lead to create an outreach program in Andhra Pradesh. So I welcome all of you for this program. And now I open the forum to Niti Aayog member here, Mr. Ranjan Das. Sir, please, the stage is yours, and explain to them what ANIC is all about, and how it was successful in the last year. Couple of examples you can give, and what is the expectation from government from this particular New India Challenge, and what are the preparedness for the startups who are all eligible, and of course all the different dimensions of this challenge you can give. Then we'll open up to the couple of question and answers, right? So that's how we will take this event today. So over to you, sir.
Thank you, Shivakiranji, and thanks to Dr. Molly as well to facilitate this outreach event. I welcome you all, especially all the IDCs, the new gen IDCs, and the representative from AP Innovation Society, Ms. Lavanya Chinmataji, and all the startups and institutions present here who are curious to know what is happening in the innovation ecosystem of the country and how the government is contributing to it. So thank you for the warm welcome. Let me start the presentation. So you can interrupt me if you have any questions at any point of time. I'm happy to answer them. So I think you need to enable the screen sharing for me so that I can share my presentation.
Yeah, done. You can share.
Thank you. Thanks so much. So the name of this initiative is Atal New India Challenges. So the vision of this program is basically to develop technological interventions or innovations to solve the sectoral challenges of national importance and that are of national social relevance. It also intends to develop an institutional structure to support the innovations and government procurement. So there are two valleys of death that a startup faces. The first is when they have an idea and they try to build a prototype. So ANIC's intention is to support them in the first valley of death. And the second valley of death is when the startup tries to deploy their product in the market. So I would say that we have been very successful in dealing with the first valley of death, but in the second valley of death, we still have to make a lot more efforts, and I would say that the efforts need some time to fructify. So how do we reach the challenges that we float for the startups? So we first partner with different ministries to identify key sectoral challenges, and then we solicit the challenge areas that are of national innovation that are at the national level for the innovation challenge. So how do we support the startups? We support the startups through a grant-based mechanism, and we provide AIMS Innovation Network, however they can help the startups. In the deployment part, we help the ministries in engaging and promoting and also absorbing the innovation. So who can apply? Anyone who is a startup as per DPIIT guidelines, or the or they have an MSME certificate, or rather the private limited companies or private innovators. So we support from prototype to commercialization stage, and the timeline for these deliverables are 12 to 18 months ideally. And if because of some unavoidable challenges that the startup is not able to deliver, then we are flexible enough to give them more time, or rather customize their approved budgets and goals and deliverables as well. So how we reach these challenge areas? There are specific sectors and subsectors. We consult with the respective ministries, and we have all the verticals of all the ministries within NITI Aayog. We consult them, and based on national priorities and as per the SDG goals, which are the challenge areas that can contribute largely to GDP, or they are very much committed to SDG growth, which are the challenge areas or the products that can help in substitution of imports, or can give opportunities to MSMEs that are working towards import substitution. Challenge areas that have a very large societal impact, and they are working towards improving society in some major way, and of course products that have a very good export potential and can expand the export market for India. So basically, these are these are the levels at which the idea is. I mean, as per TRL levels, there are 0 to 3, 3 to 6, and 6 to 9. That is an idea which is at the lab stage, and an idea that has been proven in the lab, and then the deployment phase, that is 6 to 9. So currently for the ANIC 2.0 challenge, we are partnering with 7 ministries for 18 challenge areas. We are also consulting various verticals, for example, water and land resource, infrastructure and connectivity, education, energy, social development, science and technology, and health. So the 7 ministries that we are launching the challenges for in the first phase of ANIC 2.0 is ISRO, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, Ministry of Social Justice, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, and Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers. So with these, within these 7 sectors, we are launching 18 challenge areas. So once we do the consultations with the partnering verticals, we formalize the challenges, we get the approval from the respective ministries. Then we start our outreach activities within our ecosystem as well as outside the ecosystem, targeting the nationwide startup ecosystem. We do some targeted webinars where we invite the experts to take some sessions on very interesting problems or in some way that is connected to the challenge areas. Then we have a very elaborate procedure for evaluation. And once the startups are selected, we make all efforts to connect them with all the experts, the funding agencies, the incubators, map them with the respective incubators or mentors, any sort of support that they may require for their successful journey. So once the call for application is open, there are 3 independent panels which do the first round of evaluation. And after that, once the shortlisting is done, we present the respective cases to a screening and selection committee, which is formed for the respective challenge area by experts from industry, from the government, and from the academia. They do the initial shortlisting, and once the shortlisting is done, the documents again come back to us, and we review the individual applications for the budget and goals and deliverables. I mean, we do the due diligence as in how much money they may require for achieving their respective goals in a tranche-wise manner. So what are the selection parameters that we look after for the selection? First is the relevance, whether the stated solution or innovation is relevant to the selected challenge area. Second is innovativeness, whether the stated solution or innovation is novel or has the IP potential. Feasibility, whether the stated solution or innovation is technologically and financially feasible to deploy. Commercialization and scale-up potential, whether the solution can be commercialized and scaled up with of course the monetary projections that the startups have made. And finally, the most important one, impact, whether the stated solution can create the large scale social, economical, or environmental impact. In terms of what, whom, and why, I mean, what that the applicants need to consider is to first understand how you are framing the problem, how you are trying to solve, what is the problem that you are trying to solve. Second is the solution, how are you trying to solve it. The third, it targets the market, for whom are you trying to solve this problem. And then we get into the nitty-gritties. What is the prices for the goals that you are going to deliver in the timelines that you are projecting, the budget, and the plans and projections for your, I mean, for once your product is ready, what is your projection for the next 3 to 5 years? And of course, the impact by which we are judged and also you are going to be judged is what kind of economic, environmental, or social impact is being created. So it's a national level challenge to select the startups. It has a timeline of 12 to 18 months. It supports from prototype stage to the commercialization stage. And the funding amount is up to 1 crore. And there are 3 tranches. You get 40, 40, 40, 30, 40. What kind of support that we provide? We connect you with the AIMS incubation network and mentors, and we help you achieve. We help the startups to achieve their milestones in the way they have committed the legal documents. In the deployment area, we also try to coordinate with different ministries where the startups can pilot their products, and we help the startups to take part in business to government procurement. We are in talks with GEM, that is government e-marketplace, for the startup runway 2.0, so that the startups can list their products in the government portal and take part in B2G procurement. We are also in talks with various missions, for example, Smart City Mission in the City Exchange, where without having any prior experience or without having to deposit the earnest money deposit, the startup can take part in the tendering process. So in terms of the success for ANIC 1.0, in ANIC 1.0 we partner with 9 ministries, and we launched 30 plus challenges, and we had 50 plus innovations, and up to 35 crore of grant in aid was given. And this 35 crores of grant in aid, it was leveraged to 150 crores of external funding. 10 plus intellectual property rights were generated, and to keep in mind is these IPs are held by the respective startups, and the government doesn't try to take any part in these IPs or try to monetize it through government property rights. But in ANIC 2.0, we have put a clause about GPR. That is, if the government deems it fit that the particular innovation is of national importance, and it may majorly play a part in India's economy, then they might take the GPR route. So in ANIC 1.0, more than 400 jobs were created. Some of the success stories that we had, 15 of our startups, based on our GIA amount, they raised external funding. One of them is Intello Labs. They have already raised more than 10 million by now. So Intello Labs is a startup which does a digital quality assessment of agri-produce, and they started in Bangalore, and now they have made inroads into international market as well. So many of our startups won numerous national and international awards, and like 50% of startups have won some major award in the past, and still on their onward journey to win many more awards. So one special mention for P-Shoot, which also featured on Man Ki Baat, and they were also featured on Shark Tank, where they were able to garner some external funds as well. So P-Shoot is a portable urinal system, unisex urinal system that tackles urban waste or where constructing toilets may not be a very feasible option. For example, the Kumbh Mela, or some concerts, or places where, or let's say some rural places where toilet facilities may not be available readily. So we have already collaborated with various ministries so that the startups can take part in the procurement process. So for example, with the Ministry of Railways, we have a startup which is working in fog vision systems, and also periodic track maintenance. They use high-speed cameras to assess the track for current and future imperfections, and they try to do some predictive maintenance of the track, which is a very labor-intensive work for the railways. And if the startup is successful, to scale up properly, then it is going to save a lot of money for Ministry of Railways. So for piloting them, we are coordinating with Ministry of Railways. Similarly, for waste management or city utilities, we are also coordinating with a Smart Cities mission, where we are trying to map the startups with the respective Smart Cities hub, and we are also trying to map the respective incubators with the Smart Cities mission, and we are also, if everything goes well, we are also going to launch some challenges focusing on urban problems. So Bioprime is one of the startups which is working on next-gen agribiologicals by using sniper technology. What it does is it increases the efficiency of inputs and reduces crop loss, and as well as increasing the shelf life of the post-harvest stage. So it has been a huge success, and 1 lakh farmers in 4 states have adopted it, and it has resulted in 20 crore incremental increase in farmers' income, and has led to reduced urea consumption of 30 lakh kgs of urea. So PadCare is another startup which is working on hygiene management, and what they do is they complete the loop of menstrual hygiene economy by generating harmless and recyclable output of soil pads. Meladath is another startup which is working on e-mobility, and they have made aftermarket conversion kits for petrol scooters. So the retrofittable e-kit is able to convert any regular scooter into to an electric hybrid scooter, and it has also led to the easing of the charging infrastructure that is required normally in e-vehicles. So Reach City is another of our success stories. It is working on circular economy cities, and it has led to inclusive and sustainable waste management system. It has created a city loop system that creates traceable and trackable waste monitoring. So they have impacted 1,500 waste workers, and more than 17,000 metric ton of waste has been diverted to landfills, and 7+ city level interventions has been done. So normally for a startup to break into municipal bodies or rather the ULBs is very difficult, but along with their technical innovations, they have also been very quite proactive in their initiatives and governance, and they have been able to break into these municipal bodies, or they have been very successful in gelling with these administrative authorities that deal with these ULBs. So in ANIC 2.0, the sectors that we have launched the challenges are e-mobility, road transport, medical devices and equipment, and sanitation technology and equipment, space technology and application, and waste management and agriculture. So you may, if you have any questions regarding these particular challenge areas, I'm open to answer them. So in e-mobility area, we are looking for innovations in indigenous electrical vehicle and EV component technology, and we are also looking for solutions for easier and faster charging of EV batteries. In the road transportation, we are looking for innovations to improve rider and driver safety. We are also in the smart mobility category. We are looking for smart solutions to develop intelligent transport systems. In the sustainable mobility, we are looking for sustainable innovations in mobility. In the sector of medical devices and equipment, we are looking for point of care diagnostic or monitoring devices. and low-cost consumables and implants, advanced surgical and non-surgical equipment, advanced assistive and rehabilitative devices. In the sector of sanitation technology and equipment, we are looking for rather innovation that can prevent human interventions in the cleaning of septic tanks, drainages, and manholes. So we are also looking for protective gears or equipment and other solutions for ensuring the health and safety of humans engaged in sewage cleaning. So in the sector of space technology and application that we are launching in collaboration with ISRO, we are looking for GIS solution, or rather GIS solutions across sectors of agriculture, water, forestry, urban affairs, road transport, etc. In the propulsion systems, we are looking for innovations in green propellants, electric propulsion, and advanced air breathing. In the arena of navigation, we are looking at Navic-based navigation solutions in IoT applications. And we are also looking for AI and ML models for space applications. In the sector of waste management, we are looking for municipal solid waste management solutions and e-waste management solutions. In agriculture, we are looking for climate smart agriculture. So ANIC 2.0 is this time we are launching it in different phases, and the current phase, the application closes in June, and after that we will do 1 month of evaluation, and it will take another month of SSC evaluations, and finally in September we'll be able to declare the results, and the winners will be informed, and their due diligence process will start, and dispersal will take another month approximately. So the way ahead is we try to mitigate the risk of commercial failure, and in incubation we try to connect the respective winners with the AICs within their geographic proximity. And we also try to mentor our startups. We give access to AIM's central mentor network as well as AIC's mentor network. So if the startup wants to partner with any of the AICs for handholding or for deployment or for tech development or for availing expertise of the experts in the particular sector, then they are free to do so. So we connect them to the respective AICs that may have the expertise that the respective startup is working in, and it is up to the AIC whether most of the times it is free of charge. Sometimes for major services, the AICs may charge a small token fee from the startups. So ANIC winners get access to AIM's various sessions and various flagship programs, for example, AIM Prime or AIM iLeap. So in AIM Prime and AIM iLeap, it's a marquee program of AIM, and in this various international experts come in to handhold the startups. Or in AIM iLeap, we have various foundations guiding the startups or how they can improve the startup ecosystem as a whole. So this is not only for the startup, this is also done for AICs and ACICs, and the startups can take advantage of all these programs. So for tracking the goals and deliverables, we do a quarterly connect for how much the startups is making the progress. So in these reviews, the experts and the directors take part, and they cross question whether the committed goals have been delivered, whether the startup is on their path to deliver on the committed goals within the respective budgets. So as I have already told you, we do as I'm doing right now, we do extensive outreach events within our AIM ecosystem. So the help of our AIM incubators. We also conduct some webinars and innovation sessions, taking in the experts from the academia as well as the government and industry. So for evaluations, we this time earlier it was done in-house, but this time we have collaborated with some partner agencies. So we already have an extensive group of experts, and we have added on to it so that our focus is to take a more focused approach in handholding our startups. We also connect them with various investment opportunities, or rather showcasing their products at various demo days where the investor community comes in, and they not only get the opportunity to how to prepare their pitches or how to project their deployment goals. They also get some financial advice, as in what kind of percentage they shall give to the investor community, and all sort of advice from expertise from our group of experts, and the investors actually take part in this. So we have demo days focusing on various sectors, for example, education, smart mobility, or circular waste management. So startups regularly take help of these sessions. So from July onwards, we are going live with the second phase of ANIC 2.0, that is going to focus on drinking water and sanitation, education, new and renewable energy, agriculture, food processing, and health. So I invite all the startups that are present here, or the ecosystem builders, to reach out to their respective network, and encourage all the startups or the innovators that want to avail this opportunity. They can go to our website and aim.gov.in. There they will find the ANIC marquee, and by following the links, they can go to the respective application portal and complete the application, and before they need to complete it before the deadline. So most of the times it is extended, the deadline is extended by 15 days, but yes, all the participants must try to complete the application within the timeline. So thank you very much for your patience. If you may have any questions, you can you can ask me for any sort of clarifications you may have.
Thank you, Mr. Ranjan. Any questions from the participants?
Yeah, Doctor, this is Anand. Dr. Ranjan, I have a query regarding one issue, the sectors and challenges.
Yes.
Yeah, in the sectors and challenges, you mentioned the e-mobility and road transportation. For that one, that you mentioned that points, it should be the facing the real problems now, or it should be the future cases for that. Beyond that, maybe you can come up with that idea also. Only just in that area, we can just focus on that. Is it, that's my question.
So you are, if I got your question correctly, you are asking whether we are focusing on in e-mobility sector, whether we are focusing on current challenges or the challenge that may crop up in the future.
The PPT sectors and challenges, the one first slide, they mentioned already e-mobility and road transportation, medical device and equipment, sanitation and technology and equipment. So in this case, you just mention the points over there. Is it the limited that points only, or any other related to the combinations also can?
So these are broad areas So in e-mobility, if I mean, you can, these are just broad areas, and if your innovation tends to a particular niche segment, you can also apply. So these are just broad areas so that we can take in as many applications as possible, and they will be selected based on their merit. I mean, our SSC screening and selection committee will set, and they will judge whether the innovation merits a grant or not.
The timeline factor, the last but one slide, they got a timeline factor, that's the last but two. The timeline factor, they mentioned what is the April and May, June, and is it the perfect evaluation for that? So for that, if any, what is that, pick the dates also acceptable. Is it exactly we can follow that the same dates and same months or like that, or maybe the vary the dates and the time or something like that. It depends on the projects received or what.
So for timelines, yeah, it's actually it's not something that is set in stone. So for let's say some, for example, there is let's say two examples. For example, you take innovation that involves app development, and an innovation that requires making a payload vehicle. So in the app development, you can nicely break the innovation into three parts, and maybe you can follow the timelines much more easily, while trying to work on the payload vehicle. The first tranche may require a lot more capital. So, and also it may require the timelines to be stretched a bit. So we are open to that kind of customization, and it's not something that is set in stone. So you may have to make a declaration, and we are good to go.
Most of the people, this is only the problem facing, because sometimes the output is not coming in proper way, improperly. So we have to do the iterations continuously, keep on. So once we get the proper info, what is the proper output, then only we can go to executable. So in this case, timeline will be up or down, something like that. Maybe our prototype or maybe our results will be acceptable or not, because most of the people will, in the chart box also they mention out about timeline, something like that. That's what I also got my question for that. Just I'm sharing with you. So you're giving a clear picture for that. Thank you so much, Dr. Randall.
Thank you so much. My pleasure.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, is there any segregation between hardware and software, sir?
Not really.
Okay.
So basically, in terms of hardware and software innovations, so how our budgets are delineated by the administration is that we have a capex part and an opex part, and there are respective upper limits on capex and opex. For example, 30% can be maximum capex and 70% can be opex. So you may have to tinker a bit with that. That's it. I mean, nothing more you have to do. There's no segregation.
Are you allowing TRL level 0 to 3, sir?
From
idea stage to prototype.
Idea stage to prototype. So yeah, it can be considered, but for that we have a separate program, that is ARISE. We have a separate program, but if you can justify that your innovation requires up to 1 crore for building from idea to prototype stage, then it may get the nod from the SSC, and you may well get the grant.
Okay, maybe it's not up to the 1 crore. The ideas, maybe it could be the financial requirement up to 10 to 25 lakhs. That's still, do you support?
Well, it depends on the SSC and the panel of experts that are doing the selections. I mean, certainly if the idea has a merit, we will do the initial shortlisting, and eventually if the SSC deems it fit to be given a grant, then even if it's lesser than no, the maximum amount of the grant that can be availed, that is 1 crore.
Okay.
If it's just 30 lakhs, then certainly they can be given a grant.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Ranjanji, I have a question, rather two questions.
Yeah.
One, in the last slide you were talking about the new ANIC 2.0 that you will be rolling out from 5 more ministries.
Yes.
Right. So, but on your website, the application closes on June 30th.
Yeah. So basically,
Is that part of that ANIC 2.0?
Yeah. So as I said, we are rolling. We are deploying the application in a phase-wise manner. That is, we are collaborating with 16 ministries, but for the first 7 ministries, we are keeping the application window open only till June 30th, and then in July we are opening it for the next round of challenge areas.
Okay, got that. Second point is, what is the eligibility criteria for a startup? Means compliance wise, like should they be private limited, or even if they are not registered company but they have a TRL level 7, like a PhD scholar or someone who has got the MVP ready. Can they be applying to this? Or they
Yeah,
should
sure. Definitely, they must apply. I mean, if they are already at TRL 6 or 7, then I would say that they are the perfect fit for ANIC 2.0.
No, but they don't have any company registered as of now.
Okay. So in the compliance part, as in you must have the definition of a startup from DPIIT. That is, you must be operating. You should not be older than 10 years, and your revenue must be within the limits that is set by DPIIT, and that's it. And you must have all the requisite documentation that is for a private limited company or an MSME.
So for while applying itself, they should have a company in hand, not
yes,
that
a
company.
Yeah, so they must not be. I mean, at the time of application, or rather the last date of application, they must already have all the documentation in their hand. So last time it happened that some of the startups created new legal entities, or they were in the process of creating new companies, and meanwhile they applied, but then we just couldn't justify how I mean, legally you can only apply if your entity exists at that point of time. If you're in the process, then it's going to be trouble.
Okay.
Yeah, sir, I have a question here, Mr. Ranjan. Yeah. Sir, is there any limitation to the number of applications for one particular problem statement you are mentioning there?
Not really. Looking at in a commonsensical way, there should not be any limit. I mean, the same company can apply in different sectors for different challenge areas, or multiple applications in the same challenge area if they have a feasible plan.
So what if they got shortlisted for 2 ideas or something? Like, will they get up to 2 crores, or they will get up to 1 crore, like 50 lakhs, 50 lakhs?
It's quite an interesting question. If the same legal entity, the ideal situation can be if you are if you have 2 separate legal entities and they are applying, or rather, they are applying for the same innovation, same category, and they are selected twice, they will be given. I mean, there should not be anything stopping that.
Correct.
But it's an interesting question. If the same legal entity is innovating in
2 different ideas,
in two different ideas, then I mean, I'll try to get it clarified administratively, legally. But
fine, sir. Sir, one more question. Sir, are these the direct problem statements you are giving here, or you're giving just the sectors? That's because most of the participants here are from colleges, higher education institutions. So we have a lot of students. So the basic and the biggest challenge to them is to identify the problem. Okay, so for that, if you give such problem statements directly here, can the student teams work on those ideas and come up with a kind of as individual innovators, and then they can apply? Is it possible? Like, can you give some time for them to start a company?
I mean, they have to apply within the timelines. I mean, there's no way to curtail that. I mean, they must have their own companies to apply.
Okay.
So
maybe they can prepare now and they can apply for ANIC 4.0, 5.0.
Okay.
Yeah, perhaps.
At least 3.0 in between.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the...
Okay. Fine. That's it. Yeah. So I'm
Hi,
fine.
sir. I'm Durga Prasad. Okay. I registered partnership firm, sir. Actually, I didn't go for private limited because I'm having very low resources. So I just planned for a partnership firm as a legal entity. And then when I'm going to raise fundings, at that time I will go to like private limited or something else company or LLC.
So you can apply, and then but ideally you should already be onto the process of forming a private limited, but let me move into the, just give me a couple of minutes.
But as per DPIT, even LLP can also be a startup. I mean, they can get a startup certificate.
Yeah. So basically, you will be shortlisted, and after you are selected, you will be told to form a private limited company, and you will be given time for doing that.
Actually, I got GST and MSME registration also, everything. I just have a small product for production run. Sir, can I able to apply for that scheme, sir?
Sorry. Could you please repeat it?
I have a prototype. It's also tested. I'm ready to launch production run. I need some financial support and technical support.
Sure. You can. From TRL, if you would say that you are in the TRL 6 or 7, definitely you can apply. I mean, it's a perfect fit for ANIC 2.0.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, what you can do, Durga Prasad, is you can reach out to any of us and see whether it fits in any of the problem statements that has been given in ANIC 2.0, right? So then we can apply. We can help you apply. Not a problem.
Yeah.
One more add-on to Dr. Shivkiran. Even if it is not like applicable to ANIC 2.0, you can approach us, AIC-Sri University. We can help you with your company and production. Okay.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So one interesting point that wasn't covered in my PPT is that in ANIC 2.0, so in ANIC 2.0, we have started a new thing that 80% of the grant is going to be grant in aid, and the rest 20% can be in the form of equity.
Okay.
And it is up to the startup whether they want the extra 20%. This is a new thing actually. We are still taking some lawyer consultations, and we are in the process of getting some approvals from the administration. The intention behind it is to create a multiplier effect, so the government can make this grant giving a sustainable exercise, because it's taxpayers' money, and we simply can't disperse this to without any major impact to private innovators or to other institutions in the ecosystem. So it's just an honest attempt, and behind this, we will try to create a model after the SIDBI's fund of funds, where we will also try to rope in private money into a corpus of a particular sector, so that in-house sectoral expertise can be formed, and then the curation process of the startups is also improved, and the eventual outcome and impact that we get by funding these startups is also multiplied.
So this equity will be the part of the main grant, or will be add on to that?
It will be an add-on. I mean, 80% of the grant you are going to get as a grant, as in it won't be taken back as what happens in grant in aid model. But the rest 20% will be up to the startups whether to want to avail that extra money, but they will have to give some nominal equity in return for that.
So government will be one of the stakeholder.
Yeah. So yeah, Ministry of Planning is going to be the shareholder.
Okay. That will be something very nice. It's almost like a very micro PSU sort of thing.
Yeah. So
part of the company's growth.
Yes.
Okay.
So the intention behind it is that we are different by the in terms of operations and eventual impact with respect to the VC community. So we fund startups that normally the VC community may not fund. For example, we don't fund Zomato or Swiggy like startups. But it is also important to involve this industry body and VC community, because their track record is much better than governments. So it is the first mini step, taking this equity part and getting approvals for that, so that eventually we can create a corpus, different corpus for different sectors, and then the experts and the VC community, the industry body associated with the particular sectoral corpus can bring a greater impact and more so that the government can justify why they are disbursing the taxpayers' money.
Right. Amazing. This is really mind-boggling, the kind of support government is giving to the young fellows of the country. I think I can see the bigger picture here, that the youngsters should be independent and the country should be independent in terms of its technology innovations, and import substitutes have to be found within the nation. I see these are some important takeaways of many of these challenges. That's amazing. So if there are no questions, maybe we can move to.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. We have questions in the chat box. Let me read out. So the question is from Sudhakaran Subramaniam. So will you be sharing the slides? That is the first question to Mr. Ranjan. And the other question is, can you reply the sanitation slide? He wants some clarity on the sanitation technology and equipment, I think.
Yeah, so definitely. I mean, these slides are quite fresh. I mean, they're like they need a lot of improvement. But surely I'll be able to share them with the SKU stakeholders, and yeah, sure. And in terms of the sanitation technology and equipment, so this challenge category is interesting because someone from the Ministry of Social Justice came up with the dire living conditions of the people who are engaged in sewage cleaning, and in consultation with them, we floated that if someone can come up with some technological intervention that can help these people, then it will be quite. It not only will help these people, it will face saving exercise for the government as well. So this is quite an open area. We don't know what kind of applications we are going to get, but yeah, it's open for the innovators. I mean, it's a perfect innovators playground.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Another question, I think she got already clarity on this. The question is from Shahin. Can you please clarify on the timeline? Is it for the startup who have registered for 12 to 18 months? What is the question? Shahin, you can unmute and ask. I'm unable to get the question actually.
Yes. Who can apply for this? Is there a timeline that you have to register in 12 months to 18 months, or anyone can register for this contest or for this challenge? Because I have already finished 18 months, so I have entered into 3rd year of my startup. Am I eligible to apply for this?
So this time, I think there's a big misunderstanding going on here. So this timeline, 12 to 18 months, is the timeline after you get the grant. After you are after you have shortlisted for getting the grant, you will your goals will be divided into 3 tranches of, let's say, 6 months each. So within those 6 months, you will get the grant money in the ratio of, first ratio will be 40%, then you will get 30% and 30%. That is, let's say, if the total amount you are shortlisted for, and the amounts are not the actual amounts may vary from 1 crore. Like someone may get shortlisted for 99 lakhs, or someone may get 72 lakhs, something like that. So let's say you are shortlisted for 70 lakhs, then for the 40% of that you will get in let's say 28 lakhs you will get in the first tranche as soon as you are all your documentation is complete, and then you will get 6 months to complete your goals that you have submitted for the first 6 months. So there will be 2 major documents. One will be the budget, in which you will delineate all the capex and the opex and the equipment and the miscellaneous charges, miscellaneous expenditure heads that are involved. And then there will be goals and deliverable documents divided into months. Like the first 6 months we will be able to achieve this much testing and this much prototypes and these many third-party collaboration. And the second month we'll be able to deploy it on ground, and we will also get these kind of certifications, and we'll also get the testing done by the third party or something like that. And the final phase, or rather the end of 18 months, the whole product will be ready. So that is what I meant by the timeline.
Yes, I got it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think we are. Yeah, there are no questions in the chat box. So what do you say?
Yeah, right. So the next part of the program is just to give a small glimpse of what AIC-SK has been doing. Maybe 5 minutes of we are pitching to you sort of thing. Like I would like to introduce the Atal Incubation Center, Sri Krishnadevaraya University, to all the participants here. I'm sure some of you know us, and it would be nice to tell about us, what we have been doing and how we can help. In fact, one of the important roles of Atal Incubation Centers is to disseminate and take the different initiatives of Atal Innovation Mission to their regions, be it in the state level or grassroots levels or even tier 3 towns. So that is another important role that we see ourselves are being given with. So in that context, maybe Moli, can you give a small introduction about Incubation Center and our activities?
Sure, sir. Sure. So for that, I will share my screen. So it will give more clarity. Mr. Ranjan, I'm
sure, definitely.
I'm stopping sharing for you. Here you go. Yeah. So most of you know Atal Incubation Center, Sri Krishnadevaraya University, which is a not-for-profit company. So we started our operations from April 2018. Atal Incubation Center, Sri Krishnadevaraya University is supported by Atal Innovation Mission, Niti Aayog, and also AP Innovation Society, Andhra Pradesh. And we have powered partners, Startup India Seed Fund Scheme, HDFC Bank, Parivartan CSR grants we have got, and Arja Steel CSR grants we have got, and they are our powered partners. And the main mission of our incubation center is to retain the talent of rural youth and through entrepreneurship. And we want to generate employment and thereby the economy of the nation. Basically, we work on the 4 core areas. So agri and food processing, because we are in the southern region, especially in the Rayalaseema region, most of the people are working on agriculture and food. So we are concentrating on the allied sectors like agriculture and food processing. Then we're concentrating on renewable energies. So wind, solar, and other sources of energies. Then we are also recently added circular economy to our thrust areas. The circular economy, because we want to create that value chain of waste to wealth. Okay, so we have good number of startups in this region as well, and to work in these thrust areas, we need technology enablement through IoT or IT or whatever it is. So for that, we have another thrust area is information and communication technologies. So far we have achieved these things. Like we have trained almost 800 plus trainees, and we have 26 startups, out of which we have given a good number of grants. Up to 12 startups we have given grants. Okay, HDFC has given 24 lakhs of grants to the startups, to the 3 startups. So they are in agriculture and food processing. And Arja Stills, they have also given some grants to another 2 startups. Through SISFS, we have distributed grants to 6 startups. And through APIs, we have given seed loan to 3 startups, and they are also doing pretty well. And apart from that, our startups have raised grants up to 150 lakhs, and they have generated 100 plus employments. And we have developed 8 technologies so far, and most of them have applied for intellectual property rights, and they are rolling out soon. And we have cohort-based programs where we train, starting from the grassroots levels, candidates like from rural areas to the students, then faculty members, then individuals. We train all those people based on, like, we have cohort-based models for this. Apart from that, these are a few products I would like to show to you. So these are the impactful products I can say from our startups. The first one is live well detector, and then the second one is the solar panel cleaning robot. The third one is the world's first liquid-free sanitizer from Suchendra Technologies. It is also recorded in Guinness Book of World Records. Then we have Purme Organics. So they are into the organic jaggery crystals. They will be supplying in sachet forms, and they got good grants from RKVY and PMFME. And they're also helping 2,000 plus farmers, sugarcane farmers. And we have Aventech Solutions who are saving nearly 4 lakhs of water from the water communities, like they are controlling the wastage of water in domestic regions. Then we have another good product, I can say. Recently, they got good news, and they are into the biodegradable products. They are developing an automation system to produce the biodegradable straws. Okay, so at affordable prices. They are from Odisha. And we have a few more startups, and they're also working pretty fine. This is about Atal Incubation Center, and we have a good set of academic partners, ecosystem partners, and mentors as well. So where all these people, we have created a vibrant ecosystem in this region, and this platform is like you can use this platform, and really you can arise from here. So thank you, sir.
So thank you, Chandramoli, for giving a short snippet about Atal Incubation Center, SK University. I think, yeah, this is a small tour, virtual tour to all of you. But I welcome all of you to Atal Incubation Center, SKU, at your convenience. We'll be happy to host you and show all our products and innovations and introduce to our startups, right? So with that, we'll come to we are, at the end of this session, today's session. So I would like to thank, Atal Innovation Mission and their representative Neeti Ranjan Das from Atal Innovation Mission, for spending time and explaining ANIC 1.0 and 2.0 and different initiatives of, Atal Innovation Mission. And I thank Atal team, Garima, Prithvi, and all of them who have communicated and helped us, to set up this program. Then Andhra Pradesh Innovation Society representative Sri Lavanya Garu for being here and being very supportive to the incubation center, and all our academic partners, incubation, different incubation centers, ESLs, IICs, and different college principals, and all of them who are here, and showing your enthusiasm to learn about new challenges and new initiatives of the government, and help your students to apply, and help the startups to take this this government initiative in a serious way, and help us build a vibrant innovation ecosystem in the country. With that note, we would like to end. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Ranjan Das. Thank you all so much.
Sir, I have a question. Excuse me, sorry for that interruption. Last minute question.
No, please go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Go
Actually,
ahead.
PM, I just took a PMEGP loan. It's ready for approval, about 9 lakhs. Can I able to apply for this scheme with other product, with other idea? I took loan for some idea, and I am applying this scheme for the another product.
So
2-3 products right now.
So sir, if you can, if you want to apply through the same legal entity or the same company, then certainly your financial statements, it will show that you have taken a loan, and it will not be taken as a negative. But if you in the meanwhile, if you can form a new company and register through that, then there's nothing. There's nothing stopping you from, if your innovation is good enough, there's nothing stopping you from getting selected, I guess.
Yeah, got it. So you are saying that you split that illegal entity and then approach both ways.
No, it's not an illegal entity. What I'm saying is, if you apply through the same company, then while doing while submitting your financial documents, the loan will show up, and and respectively your projections will go back by a year or two, and it may not be looked negatively, but it's better to, if you still have the time, you can form a new company and apply through that.
Yeah, got it. Thank you, Ranjan.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Panchal. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for hosting me.